Hello friends, good afternoon all of you, and let's start today.
Good afternoon, sir.
Okay, all right. So there is network issue today because I'm not going to have the proper network here. So if my voice is not clear to you, in that case, you people have to just remind me and tell me that voice is not properly audible. So let's try to continue with this communication skills. I think that in previous one or two sessions, we people just try to realize about communication skills, that how communication skills are important as far as your future is concerned, your career is concerned, and how you people can get a better job opportunities when you people are going to have nice communication skills. So based on that, we people have started to discuss syllabus also. I hope that in previous session, we people just discussed unit number 1 to just to begin with. So remaining part of that, we'll just try to cover it in today's session. So without wasting much of time, I'll just share the screen. Okay. So I think that we people have finished unit number 1, if you remember. Is it clear? We have done with unit number 1.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So all of you just try to pay attention. Now we'll talk about unit number 2. When we people wanted to use language or whatever the sentences that we people are going to make. So for that, you'll come to know sentence is this combination of words. Okay. So here you people are going to use number of words. If you're going to put those words in proper order, in that case, you people get a sentence. So you should be rich with vocabulary. What I mean by rich by vocabulary, you should have plenty of words with you. You should know maximum words. So when you know maximum words, in that case, you people can get it that you people are able to use those words in your communication. Otherwise, what happens? You wanted to say something, you wanted to speak something, but what happens? That you fall short of words. You don't know what word you can use in a particular sentence. And so we people are not able to use English. So one of the problems I will talk here that we people face while using communication or for oral communication is that we people do not get the sufficient words and vocabulary to use for it. So therefore, we people are going to increase our vocabulary here by number of ways. So there are a number of ways here. What we people are going to look, that is just only two parts only. And apart from this, I will suggest that you don't just rely on these synonyms, antonyms, or you don't just rely on prefixes and suffixes, but you should go beyond this and try to find out which are other ways that we people can use to improve our vocabulary. Okay. So is my voice clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. All right. Fine. Thank you. So now, apart from this, you people tell me which are other ways to improve our vocabulary. Vocabulary means words, collection of words. What we people should do apart from synonyms, antonyms, apart from prefixes and suffixes. You just tell me. What should we do? Your ideas?
Sir.
You wanted to increase your vocabulary. That means words. So which are the words, which are the ways, strategies, plans that we people can use here apart from synonyms, antonyms, apart from prefixes and suffixes? आपल्याला आपला शब्दसंग्रह वाढवायचा आहे. त्यासाठी आपण काय काय करू शकतो हे दिलेले 2.1 आणि 2.2 सोडून.
डिक्शनरी बघू शकतो.
Okay, use of dictionary. अजून.
Verbs.
ओके, verbs. verbs काय करायचं?
Reading.
हा, रीडिंग करायचं. फाईन. अजून.
रायटिंग.
रायटिंग करायचं. काय राईट करायचं?
वर्ड्स.
रायटिंग.
Essay.
वर्ड्स मध्ये
Sentence. Paragraph.
रीडिंग करणे, रायटिंग करणे.
essays, stories, reading and writing,
Listening.
listening आलं. अजून.
Pick another person.
Speaking with other people.
Practicing using words.
Practice of using words. So that will come here, speaking with somewhere. Okay, so these are the some of the ways. All of you just try to understand that these are the some of the ways that we people can follow. So first of all, I think that use of dictionary is the most important. But don't start reading words from the dictionary. You people need to read the particular paragraph, and in that paragraph, if you're going to come across 5 difficult words, you're going to search their meaning in dictionary, and don't just search meaning only. Here, you people have to write its meaning as well. And after writing meaning, you people have to use it in sentence also. So that is going to help you. Otherwise, if you're just looking only for meaning, that will be limited. So don't do something limited, but go beyond what you people can do. So here, number of things you people have to follow, and that you people have to implement for improving your vocabulary. And when you people will feel that there are a number of words with you, in that case, you can use them easily. Whatever you wanted to say, speak, read, or write, that is going to help you. So vocabulary helps for listening and understanding. Vocabulary helps for speaking. Vocabulary helps for writing. Vocabulary helps for other use of language as well. So vocabulary is very much important. But here in this, we people are going to look for this only: synonyms and antonyms, prefixes and suffixes. So will tell me what is synonyms? What is synonyms?
Different words, but
Similar meaning words. We people can understand similar meaning words, same meaning words. So they're not exactly same. You cannot exactly replace them. Okay, so that is synonyms. And antonyms will be opposite meaning words that you people have to find it out. For example, if there is word come, you're going to find out what are other ways that you people can use. What are synonyms for come? What is its antonym, and how we people can use it in our communication or writing. There may be adjectives, nouns, verbs also. Maybe for example, if there is the word old, we can find that for old, what are the synonyms that you people can find it out. For old, you people can use antique, or maybe for Puritan. So these are the some of the synonyms that you people can think of. Antonyms: new, a new, or novel. These are some of the antonyms also that you people can use. So this way we people can relate ourselves with the vocabulary. And also you people can just think that try to use those words in sentences also. It is not sufficient only knowing the meaning, but you people start using them in sentences. That will be important part. The next here, we people will be talking about prefixes and suffixes. This is also important part, that if you wanted to increase your vocabulary, prefixes and suffixes will help you to use vocabulary in a better way. So together prefixes and suffixes, they're called affixes. So affixes will be like this, prefix and suffix. So what is prefix? Pre means what? Pre means before. Okay. And suffix means at the
After.
yes, after at the end. So there is some root word, and to that root word you can attach some prefix and you can get new word. You can attach suffix and you can get different words. Okay, or maybe that word may be similar, but at least category can be different. How? Can you give me some examples in this category? Which is root? First of all, tell me root word. Any root word?
Happy.
Honest.
Okay, we'll take first of all happy. So if this is happy, what prefix you people can add here?
Unhappy.
Unhappy.
It can be unhappy.
Unhappy.
Any suffix can we add here?
Happily.
Happiness.
Happiest.
Happiest, unhappily.
Happiness.
Happiness. Yes, you can make it happiness.
Happiest.
Happiest. Yes, these are also some of the. So you got it right. You got it right. So by choosing some prefixes or some suffixes, you people can modify the words, you can modify the meaning, and you can use them. Another example we people will take here, that is nation. So nation is root word. If we add here prefix like inter and suffix al, it becomes international, like this. So there are number of prefixes and suffixes that we people can add and use, so that while actual teaching we will talk all them in details, like un, de, miss, or maybe pre, maybe there are number of, we'll just a few examples that we people are going to discuss here. And in case of suffixes, again you people will come to, there are number of suffixes that we people can attach, like al, nal, then er, est, NESS, TION, or less, ness, ship. So these are the some of the suffixes that we people will be discussing in details in the next class. So in unit number 2, that's all. Vocabulary, synonyms, antonyms, prefixes, suffixes. So here don't expect that you people are going to think of simple synonyms, antonyms like old and new, come and go, happy and sad. But we'll go to the next level, because here we people will be talking about what? Verbal ability. So verbal ability will be the category here where we people can be preparing for competitive exams. So from that point also, we people will be looking at more difficulty level of the synonyms and antonyms that we people will be going for. So this aspect you keep in your mind, and in prefixes, suffixes, you people just try to come with number of words that can be having some prefixes or suffixes. Is it right? Have you mentioned that unit number 2, vocabulary, synonyms, antonyms, prefix, suffix? Should we go to the next slide?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
I hope that you people are with notebook and pen. Are you with notebook and pen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so those students who are attending this session first time, at the end of completion of syllabus, I will share, or I think that you people may get access to teaching diary. From that, you can go to CS tab. There you people will get the PPT there. From that also you people can note it down. But right now you should pay attention, because I have told you, if you're writing and then you're paying attention, your attention span retains for longer period of time. If you're just listening, you'll feel that it is very simple. I understand everything, but as soon as lecture closes, ends, you'll forget everything. So always choose a calm place, quiet place. You should be with a pen and paper like this only. You should not attend lecture in between of number of people or in family. All are sitting together, laughing, chatting. You're in front of TV or doing something else. It should not happen, because we wanted to attend the lectures. It should be honestly and it should be sincerely that we are following without anybody's instructions. Right now, I'm here, but I do not have control over you people. You can do anything. You can eat, you can drink, you can sleep. Maybe you can just simultaneously what you can do. I don't have any control. But who is going to control yourself? You yourself is going to control yourself, because you know, if you do it in a positive way, the results will be better. You people will enjoy the future. If you're not going to do it sincerely, you think that you're going to deceive your teachers, but not at all, because you can't deceive your teachers. You're deceiving to yourself. You're not to your parents also. So be honest, be sincere, and attend. Whenever there is a difficulty, dare to ask questions. Every teacher will explain their concepts, syllabus, topic, whatever it may be, and you people will understand it. Okay, so with this, we'll go to the next slide, where you people are going to come across now unit number 3. And what's that unit number 3? That's called oral communication. Okay, so here we are with oral communication. Very important. I have told you from the beginning, you people are having difficulties only with this. You people are having problems with oral communication only. Okay, so out of those 4 skills of language, which 4 skills that let's talk about? L, S, R, and a W. So out
The
of
slide is invisible.
slide is not visible. Okay, I will share it once again. So all of you just stay connected. Same, I will share it once again. Fine. I expect now it may be visible. Is it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Fine. So out of those 4 skills, I have told you people that for listening, do you have problem? No problem. You can listen and understand, or there is no difficulty. For reading, we people do not have problem. We can read and understand. Additionally, we can use dictionary. If there is difficulty for understanding, we can use dictionary. There is no problem. For writing, we do not have problem. We can write a paragraph, essay, or something. But when it comes of speaking, or we'll talk it about oral communication. Okay, so this is oral communication. Speaking means oral communication. Okay, so for oral communication, for speaking, we people have difficulties. We have problems. We do not speak fluently, or we are not confident. We have fear. A lot of pressure comes when we just try to decide. And there are some students who have never spoken in front of others. Okay, so there are some students who have never spoken in front of others, and it doesn't mean that they don't know English. They know English, but because of just the thought, fear, negativity, anxiety, and pressure of what other people will say, they may laugh, or I may go wrong. I may make some mistakes. My English is not correct. These are some of the thoughts. These thoughts prevent you from speaking, and so we fail to talk. We fail to communicate whatever we people can express. Same happens with number of students when they appear for final interview. So they know much things because they are sincere students. They are studying regularly also, but they are not practicing oral communication, and so they fail to perform well in interview. So to avoid this problem at 11th hour, to avoid this problem at the last moment of interview, from today onwards, I think that you people might have started. In previous session, I have told you that you people are going to just communicate with your friends, or someone that you people are going to just practice this with someone who is also equally needed to improve their English, or who can be better than you in English communication. With them, you people can practice. And in this unit number 3, what activities we people will be doing here? Here we people will be doing with situational conversation. So what is this situational conversation? Here you people are going to get one situation. There you people are going to imagine some dialogues. We can say dialogues. Okay. And those Srinivas Patil, any difficulty? E50.
No, sir.
I think that is Sri Shailya Patil, not Srinivas. Sri Shailya Patil. So here you people may get that situation. You start imagination. How to imagination? How to imagine a situation? For example, if you're getting a situation where you are a student and there is a teacher, imaginary situation, and teacher, maybe a student is absent or it was absent yesterday, and teacher is not allowing to the student to enter the classroom because student was absent without prior instruction. So here student might be saying, sir, yesterday I was ill. So here imagine how your imagination is going to work. There can be anything. So yesterday I was ill, I was not feeling well, I went to hospital. Or you can say yesterday there was some maybe some urgency, or maybe someone from your family was maybe serious, maybe hospitalized, or maybe there was a function and you could not inform to teacher, and so you people are explaining your situation like this. Or maybe you can imagine another situation where there are two friends. Okay, I think that I have told you like this. Two friends are planning their weekend. For example, you are having Saturday and Sunday off. Okay, so there are 2 days that you people are going to get holiday. In that case, you wanted to make a plan, so two friends may talk. So how they may talk? Here, is there any only one possible answer? No, there can be number of different possibilities, because here everybody's imagination is different. So based on your imagination, you can just think that two friends are meeting, they're planning about going outside, maybe they want to go for trekking, maybe they wanted to go for shopping, they wanted to go for picnic, they wanted to just have some get together with other friends, or they may be going to watch a movie, or they may go to play cricket. Anything can be possible. So depending upon your imagination, you try to develop the dialogue. That is not going to in the form of essay or paragraph, but that is in the form of dialogue. So how to write a dialogue, that people will be learning here in situational conversation. So first of all, you people have to begin with greetings. So what are greetings? First of all, when you meet, so how do you meet generally? For example, hi friend, or hello. So this can be used in the beginning. So another will say hi, hello. After hi, hello, they may ask you, how are you? I'm fine. What about you? This can be, again, you people can just try to use here. After that, you just go to the main situation. So now try to understand what main situation is here. Main situation is that you are having a weekend and you wanted to plan your weekend for number of activities. So you can begin with this main content now. So try to just say this that and number of things that you people can just try to plan here. And now there will be closing. So how will be closing? Closing will be like, again, by saying take care, see you, goodbye, or maybe any other such words that you people can use. So this kind of situational conversation, or in short, I would like to tell you that dialogues, you people have to prepare dialogues here that will be based on different situations. And at first page, you people are going to prepare dialogues. At later, you people will be in pairs. In pairs means that you people can just try to be with a friend, and with that friend, you try to speak those dialogues practically. Instead of just reading, you just try to be natural with that situation and try to speak. It means that right now I told you this situation and you people were about to write dialogues, but later on at next stage, you people will be here, two students, and they will take the same situation and they will speak with each other like this. Also, we people, because this is for oral communication, so our focus shouldn't be on writing dialogues. Writing dialogues are just for in the beginning, so that we people can be comfortable and there is no fear at all. So for that purpose, we will write dialogues, but our major purpose should be that we are going to express, we are going to speak them in the form of oral communication. Next 3.2 is about impromptu speaking, or it's called extempo. So who will tell me what is this impromptu speaking or extempo? Is it clear? My voice is clear, or any breaking is there?
No,
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Thank you. So, okay, fine. So now talk about 3.2 impromptu speaking or extempo. Do you have any idea about what is it? Okay, all right. So I will explain what does it mean impromptu speaking here. So you might have heard about speech competition. Okay, all we people have heard about speech competition. So in speech competition, what happens normally? You people just get some topics. Let's say maybe one, two, or three topics you people get, and out of that you people choose one as per your convenience. For example, you choose this one, and you prepare some maybe content for that topic, and then at the time of competition you try to give the speech. Like this, usually speech competitions are held. This is also part of speech competition, but now the difference between this speech competition and what you people face, that is that here you people are getting topics in advance, but there you are not going to get topics in advance. You people are getting topics at 11th hour. 11th hour means on the spot. You'll not get much time to prepare your topic, and maybe hardly 5 minutes you may get to think about. Within that 5 minutes, you people have to think, plan what you are going to say, and you people have to speak. Okay, so these kind of things are also there for our own improvement, that we wanted to develop our English. So we will try to practice this also. Here we people will give very simple topics, because this is impromptu speaking. So for impromptu speaking, topics will be given like pollution. For example, if I give topic right now, pollution, will it be difficult to speak it for 2 to 3 minutes? You people tell me, is it difficult to speak on the topic like pollution? Can you speak at the moment right now also? I'm not going to ask to speak anybody, but I'm just asking in general, because right.
Yes, sir.
So that's simple, because pollution we people have studied since our maybe 5th or 8th standard, that pollution is something, what is this, and types of pollution, and causes of pollution, effects of pollution. We have studied it for a number of times. So talking about pollution, that's not much difficult. So such simple topics will be given to speak on impromptu. Another topics can be given like, let's say, mobile phone. So if I give you a topic to speak on mobile, I hope that everyone will be able to speak it for 2 to 3 minutes. So mobile, what is it? Then how it is useful today, how was the mobiles in olden days, which are the categories of mobile, and features, advanced features of mobiles, cameras, music players, and making phone calls, video calls, social media apps, and number of browsers, and number of things that you people know. So on this we will be able to speak. So such topics will be given here for impromptu speaking, and you people will be expressing your thoughts and ideas. But remember here, your response is expected here. If nobody is daring out of here, I can see right now 45 students are connected. This is for everyone. Remember, this is for everyone. You people wanted to improve English. Nobody should feel that I do not understand, so I will not take part. Or nobody should think that English is again very difficult. Sir, you are teaching in English to English, sir. We do not understand anything. Whatever may be the case, whether you like English, whether you don't like English, whether it is very simple for you, whether it is difficult for you, or maybe earlier you know very much English and right now you are making progress, or it can be also possible earlier you people were not using English at all, but right now everything is English and you are finding it very tough. Even then also you people are going to try, take a lot of efforts and make it simple, because with efforts everything is simple. If you are learning, if you're positive, if you're ready to work hard, everything is simple. If you're having negative mindset, if you're complaining, everything will be difficult for you. So all of you just ensure that you're not going to have any kind of complaints or negative thinking. Okay, so that's all in unit number 3. I hope that you people might have noted down unit number 3. with this
Yes,
now?
sir.
Okay, fine. So I will go to the next unit number 4 is here, and this unit number 4 is about reading comprehension. I think that here it does not require much explanation. Reading comprehension, you people have been practicing since your 8th standard or 9th standard. So what is this reading comprehension? You people have to read and you have to understand. Simple meaning of reading comprehension is that you have to read and you have to understand. So passage is given. What kind of passage? Unseen passage is given. Okay. And when it is unseen passage, you'll come to know that you have not read that passage earlier. Okay. In that case, you people have to read that. Possibilities that it might be simple and you understand everything, or possibly that you're not understanding. Some words are difficult, some words are new. So in that case, you people have to guess the meaning of those words which are difficult for you. And additionally, there are questions that you people have to answer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever number of questions will be there. Okay. So those questions will be asked to you and you people have to answer those questions from the passage. So these things are there for your syllabus, but I would like to tell you that all you people know reading comprehension, but I would like to tell you its importance in your job when you people will complete your graduation, or you maybe start working in a company, let's say XYZ. So there you are going to get number of such documents. It can be a procedure, it can be emails also. It can be number of things that you people are going to get about a lot of written material you're going to get. So purpose is here that you people have to read those material, read those content documents. You people have to read it carefully. You people have to understand them and you people have to reproduce them in your own words. So that is the purpose of reading comprehension that has been included in here or in this syllabus of communication skills. Additionally, I would like to tell you that in competitive exams, all kinds of competitive exams, you people will come to know this kind of activities there. If you're preparing, if you're going to prepare for banking exams, railway exams, maybe MPSC, UPSC, I think that for UPSC there are separate paper of CSAT. So in that you people will get number of such reading comprehension passages that you people have to read them and understand, or question answers like this. So therefore reading comprehension, don't underestimate reading comprehension, that is quite simple, that I have to read passage and understand. Sometimes there is critical because the text or language of paragraph is different, question asked is different, and expected answer is different. So you people need practice. You have to read, you have to understand, you have to answer such questions. With practice, you people can digest anything, you can understand anything. So for that reason, you people are going to get this unit here, reading comprehension. I hope that that's clear to you. Then shall we go to the next slide here? Unit number 5 will be the last.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So now we are here with this unit number 5, and this unit number 5 says writing practices first. Writing practices first. Why it is first? Because in next semester you people are going to have writing practices second. So here writing practices first only we people are going to cover. Writing practices second will be in same second. So what things will be here? Now here we all going to think about what kind of writing? Professional writing. Professional writing means the writing which is required at workplace. Suppose that tomorrow you become manager. So what kind of things you people are expected to write to other employees or something like this? Or maybe you can be purchase manager, you can be sales manager, you can be any kind of a position that you are going to hold in number of companies. At that time you people are going to come across with your writing skills, and you know that time number of students are facing a lot of difficulties. They don't know how to write an email also. They're not able to draft, they're not able to even write a simple application also. They're not able to write letters. So after completion of your graduation or after being an engineer, it is expected that you should have that skill. Which skill? Your writing should be good. So what kind of writing? You should be able to write any application, any letter, any email, any paragraph. So these things are required. Okay. So first of all, 5.1 is here. That is about writing business letters. Okay, so people have covered writing letters. That might be formal letters and informal letters, but here business letters are strictly what kind of letters it will be? Formal letters. Formal letters means for business purpose these are written. Okay, so let's try to understand with a situation. Okay, suppose that you are an employee or you are a manager. Let's try to understand that you are a manager. Okay, so in your office, or you wanted to start new branch of your company, and for that there's required new office, and for new office you require some computers. Okay, so you wanted to buy some computers for your new branch, new office. So it is not like that you are going to just direct order some computers. So working of in any company, or it will be like this, that there is procedure. You can't go like right now. If you want to buy computer for yourself, you can go directly in the shop and you can buy. But if it is in company, you can't do like this. So there is some procedures. First of all, you are going to just have quotation. Quotations mean that you are getting price of particular company or something like this. So here your business letters will start with inquiry. Okay, so first of all you are going to inquire. So inquiry will consist that which company, or how much time it will take, what kind of the parts that you people are going to get, then it's everything that detail inquiry you're making about computers. So that will come under inquiry letter. So first of all you're going to write inquiry letters. Okay, so that will be first stage. Then at second, once you just inquired, now at second stage everything is fine for you or your company. So price is reasonable, or delivery you are going to get in time, quality is also good, so everything is fine for you. So now second, that you wanted to get those computers. So if you wanted to get those computers, in that case you are going to have communication. So there comes another letter that's called order letters. So now you're going to place actual order. We want 5 computers, 5 CPU, 5 monitors, something like this, whatever it may be, keyboard, mouse, or maybe computer tables or something like. So here it comes another kind of letter, that is order letter. Inquiry letter, order letter. Okay, so now you place an order. Now imagine the same situation next, that comes that now you ordered the computers and you received the computers, but at the time of receiving computer you came to know that your order was of 5 computers, but out of 5 computers one is missing, you're getting only 4 computers. So what you are going to do in such case? You are going to write letter to the supplier, and those letters will be complaint letters. Okay, so maybe case may be different. Suppose that you wanted to get 5 computers, you got 5 computers, but one is damaged, one is not functioning properly, one is not starting at all. So in such case you are going to write complaint letter. So these kind of letters are called business letters. Okay, so that can be now different situation. You wanted to get some raw material, or you wanted to maybe depending upon your company, you are going to have different kinds of communication that you people can follow. So that will come here in writing business letters, that we people will try to learn format and all the other things. Email communication, I have already told you, very important. That is going to be part and parcel of your professional life. Henceforth, any kind of communication will be on email, because these letters are not written by or not sent by the post, but they will be attached to your communication, or that business letters and email communication is closely related. So all you people have to be very clear with email communication also. Many students are not familiar with emails. They might have opened email account, but they are not using. Most of the students are having account on Gmail. Okay, but you people are not still using, but start knowing features of Gmail. So how to write an email, how to compose an email, whom you can put into CC, BCC, how to use salutation, how to mention subject, how to close, how to attach files, then what are spams, junks, all those things will be discussed here in this email communication that we people will be discussing. And last here, that will be again for writing, that is paragraph writing and essay writing. Very important that every day you start writing 1 paragraph, though it is not expected or not evaluated also, but your own practice, you people can start like this, that you should start writing one paragraph daily. Topics that you people have to choose. For example, today I choose my own village. Tomorrow I will choose my college. Day after tomorrow I will choose any technical like machine. Any, for example, fridge I will choose. I will describe fridge. Washing machine I will take. Pen drive, computer, or I will try to write about any procedure, instruction, something like this. But start writing. Essay writing is also there that you people have to practice. I think that yesterday or day before yesterday, we people have a session of training and placement officer, Moti sir. He has told you that companies also include essay writing also. So companies like Wipro or Infosys, in their tests, they include that these people, they give you topics and you people have to write essays also. So writing does not mean you have to write with pen and paper. These days you people have to type it on the screen with the help of computer or laptop, or on your mobile you people have to write with the help of these things. So essay writing and paragraph writing is also important. So try to think about any topic, try to stretch your ideas, use your imagination, and write with logical sequence. That will be helpful for readers. If readers read your essay, they will understand something, it will make sense to them. So that was all about our syllabus. Any questions? If any questions, you can ask me. Who is this Onkar? E13 Onkar Deshmukh. Onkar Deshmukh. Again, I'm calling Onkar Deshmukh, and still you are just making scratches on my screen. Okay. So ensure that you're paying attention, you're understanding. If you wanted to write something, that will be fine. I will allow you. So what do you want to write, Onkar? So I hope that you have written this also. Then we will go to the next slide. Is it audible still? आवाज येतोय का?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
fine.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So that's all for today. If you have any questions, you people can ask me. Any questions? No questions? All right. Then let's go to the attendance. I will take roll number 1, 2, 3, 4. Roll number 5 is absent today. Then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 absent. 12, 13, 14, 15 absent. 16, 17, 18 absent. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 absent, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31 absent, 32, 33, then 34, 35, 36 absent, 34, 35, 36 absent, 39 absent, 42, 54, 55, 58, 59. Okay, so how many students are there? Have you got roll numbers? What is your last?
61.
61 is
61.
Yes, sir.
okay, 61 is last. All right. So absent numbers 5, 11, 15, 18, 23, 31, 34, 35, 36, 39, 42, 54, 55, 58, 59. If anybody is present here, just let me know. If not, then in next session, we'll begin with unit number 1. Okay. So should we stop here?
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
I
Yes,
will
sir.
end this meeting for all. But before ending, just I would like to tell you, practice oral communication, do whatever, take help of your friends. Maybe I think that who is this? Someone has made one group, and in that induction session chat, he has pasted one Telegram group. I think that Amol Jadhav, E20. Is it right, Amol Jadhav? Is it audible to you, Amol?
Hi, sir.
So what kind of group?
What?
What kind of group you have made on Telegram?
Normal group, sir.
Normal group.
Class students.
Okay. So how many of you have joined there?
27.
27 students.
Hmm.
All boys and girls students are there?
Yes, but so many are boys. Girls are very less.
Okay. Okay, so we'll stop here. We'll end this meeting. You people just continue your English communication. I'm going to close this meeting. We'll meet in next session with unit number 1. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.